And we're back, guys. What's up? We've been releasing a lot of testing footage and stuff from EGX, and somehow along the line, poor Honda and Dawson got left in the dark. So we're here to correct this mirror, and we're going to be talking about these characters right before the beta shows up here.
I'm sure that there's gonna be some fans that are gonna be happy. We're gonna talk about their favorite characters,
Of
all three
course.
of them.
Yeah, we got to talk about every character. So we're going to start with Honda today, and we're going to kind of condense this a little, which means we're going to talk about his story real quick here, and then we're going to talk about mostly his gameplay. So story-wise for Honda, it says on the main website, a sumo wrestler looking to bring the sport worldwide, E.Honda has the skills of a Yokozuna, but his constant globetrotting has prevented his promotion. Sounds like an option select. Also, an expert chef renowned for mouth-watering Chenko stew. What do you think about this, Mir?
Well, we've seen this plot line for Honda ever since forever. I think
Yeah.
actually, it was a big deal, I guess, in Street Fighter 4 when Hakan was trying to promote Turkish wrestling at the same time, and they had that dispute, I suppose.
I can't believe you
So, like,
remember
he's
that.
doing, he's hustling, still
At
doing
least
what
he's
he's
not
doing.
being framed for murder or something. So that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
yet, yet.
Yet he also opened a Chenko house called Edoman, a shop where you can enjoy sumo and Chenko hot pot in Metro City. So I think when they were showing the world tour and they showed that sumo house, that I guess where you
Yeah.
get trained by Honda, I think that they're talking about that location. So he hates indecisiveness and he likes bass, as we very much know, especially from the Street Fighter Five, where he's like giving everyone crap for bad bath etiquette in the
I'm gonna
bathtub.
say I think it makes sense because you cannot just sit there and say, should I do a headbutt or should I do a butt slam? You should just do it on the teacher.
So the way aesthetically how Honda looks, I think he's gone pretty far. I mean, he's looking more mature and more like he's accomplished more. The
Yeah.
makeup on his face, if you look at it really carefully, it looks kind of weird. Man. It kind of looks like it's like to make it look like he's wearing a mask on his face.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
the kabuki theater thing.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was a mask. Like the makeup is like really well done. Like Honda is getting really skillful with it. There's a lot of sumo references too with Honda in his move set, and it's more like ritualistic. I don't know, like religious, or I don't know what word I could say
Yeah.
for it, but he's
Especially
owning the
when
whole
the light
sumo
of
thing.
God shines on him.
Yeah, yeah. It's he's like blessed, blessing the ring, and he's being blessed. And like I said, he's come a long way because remember when we first
Yeah.
seen Honda, he was just wearing a bat towel. Like that's it. That was Honda. His is very iconic. The nostalgic Honda
Yeah.
costume, but it's just a bat towel and some makeup on his face, and that was it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the color of his garb is also different. He's wearing those traditional underpants as well.
Yeah.
Um, he seems, yeah, like more of a sumo wrestler than he's ever been, and
Right.
like you were mentioning, the religiousness part is definitely important because in Japan, sumo is also a religious activity on top of being a sport. So
That's true.
maybe they're finally letting that shine through.
Right, right. And of course, you still have that charm as him being a chef,
Yeah,
and all of that with in between, given that Street
the
Fighter vibe.
hobby on top of the job.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's go straight into the gameplay now, Amir. So we barely have any footage on Honda, so we can just
Mhm.
go through each move and just what we see and what we think, right? But
Yeah,
from just the basic footage, it looks like he's still a charge character for the most part. At least the headbutt, right? His signature move, I can clearly see him like holding back and pressing forward. I don't know about the butt slam. Did you look carefully at the butt slam footage?
I can imagine both of them still being charges, but no, I don't think there's enough footage to, any conclusive evidence.
Yeah. Do you think the headbutt would be bad in Street Fighter 6? Because I talked about this before with the introduction of Drive Impact. I'm really not sure. In Street Fighter 4, it wasn't a big deal because you have moves that literally armor break and shatter focus attack. But with
Mhm.
Drive Impact, it's a little bit different, right? So I'm just curious on how good like being like Honda's main game plan is being a bully, right? Bullying your
Yeah.
opponent and making it hard for them to really press anything and push them towards the corner. And headbutt's like one of those main moves that you bully people with. And so I'm just curious with the introduction of Drive Impact, how strong would that really be? Because we don't really see raw headbutt too much in the footage. We
Yeah.
just see him comboing into it.
I feel like it makes sense with the rest of his kit because it complements well 100 and slap, which we're gonna talk in a little bit. But the one thing that is very important in Street Fighter 6 is that a lot of moves are very easy with punish. And something that Headbutt does is that it's this advancing hitbox that is very active, right?
Yeah.
So you can throw out, especially the heavy version, usually travels pretty fast.
Hmm.
Like since you're a charge character, you don't have a lot of ways of whiff punishing without charge, right? So
Yeah.
like the headbutt can give him the opportunity to uh, basically punish opponents for misspacing their normals by basically hitting their recovery, right, with the headbutt itself.
Right.
And Street Fighter Five was also a powerful single hit anti-air, which might still be the case in
Yeah.
Street Fighter Six, especially for certain versions, right?
Right. And
So I think it still has a use. Maybe instead of spamming headbutt in this game, you'll use more of his other moves. But I think it still makes sense as part of his kit because it helps him do what he does.
right, right. He is a bully, and it's just another way of saying he's also very Unga, right? Because Honda
Yeah, I
is
guess.
very easy and efficient. He's got the highest win rate in Street Fighter Five, and we don't even know. There's very almost none, like no armor attacks in Street Fighter Six so far before, besides Drive Impact and like Luke's OD run.
Mhm.
But I wonder about OD Headbutt. If it can armor through fireballs or whatever, right? That'd
Yeah.
be very
Yeah, that's
strong.
possible. They compensated for a lot of other moves that might be bad in Street Fighter Six with them not being punishable. So headbutt could easily be that.
Right.
Could be zero on block, could be plus for all I know.
His other signature move, his 100 hand slap. So the first noticeable thing is he hits really fast. It seems like it does a
Yeah.
lot of hits. Now, one, it could just be like the Street Fighter 6 making 100 hand slap look really cool, but it also could be really good for dealing with drive impact because it breaks
Hmm.
armor on the third hit. So the hits accumulate very quickly, and we actually see this in the footage. He does the OD version, and immediately armor breaks the drive impact.
We actually see the non-OD version in the World Tour trailer, where one of the like player characters is doing it, and
Yeah,
that
the
also armor
avatars.
breaks pretty fast. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool too. I was kind of looking at the World Tour footage to see if there's any extra things we can see with like Blanca. Like Blanca, you can see the standing medium kick, with the one of the
Yeah.
avatars doing it, so you know that.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. Looking at as much footage as we can. The Hunter hand slap, we also see it also being buffed by the V skill too, which we'll go into in a sec. Where he
Yeah.
can cancel his normals into it, and it does a lot of hits, and you can still see the usual like comboing, crouching light punch afterwards, and then into headbutt. Like he's got those
Hmm.
extensions after 100 hand slap. But 100 hand slap, it's changed quite a bit. It's not the whole like Street Fighter 2 where you mash heavy punch as hard as you can and just walk forward with it. It's like a move where you combo into now and you can pressure with it, but it's not like forever. you
Hmm.
know, like there's an end to it, and it's most likely a command this time around because with Chun Li, they changed lightning legs a long time ago where it's a command, but Blanca was still a mash in Street Fighter Five. But in Street Fighter
Right.
6, Blanca's electricity no longer looks like a mash. And I think with Honda, it'd be the same deal where his 100 hand slap is no longer a mash. It's just a command now. I think.
Right. Unfortunately, the developers, we only really see them playing on modern.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's a consequence of playing on modern controls,
Yeah, it's
and
possible.
you still will have to mash it. Unfortunately, we just cannot know because we don't have the move list right now.
Hmm. Okay, so let's talk about Honda's new move that he got in this game. It's called
Hmm.
Sumo Dash. And the funny part is, it seems like it's a command run. It's a
Yeah.
command dash. At first, I thought he has three different follows. Basically, Honda will run forward, and if you do the light version, he seems to do nothing. If he does the medium version, he does two hits, and the last hit knocks the opponent up for a juggle. And then the heavy
Mm.
version, he does three hits, and it ends with like this forward palm attack where it's basically like a finisher where you use the combo into super or
Okay.
whatever. So at first I thought it was just these commands, but you were looking at it more closely, Mir, and you think it's more like a command run, basically.
Yes, I think so because we see the developers do it on modern controls, which is a little bit strange, and see different follow-ups as well, which is a little bit strange because on modern controls you cannot control the strength of the special unless you do it manually,
Right.
which doesn't seem the case. Like we don't see them actually do that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for it to be follow-ups, and also we can see the run being canceled at different points, and it looks like a cancel in the sense that the animation is interrupted to go into the next animation. So there's a little bit, a little bit of a joint, I guess, between the two animations.
Yeah.
And you can see that they do it at different distances as well, with different timings. So
Mhm.
it makes me think that it's a run with follow-ups. Yeah.
It's kind of strange now that you mention that, Mir. Maybe that's the reason why they're making these moves this way is because it wouldn't work well with modern controls because you would need the different follow-ups for it.
Yeah, yeah, that's very possible as well. Yeah.
So the heavy version seems obvious. Like I said, the 3 hits. It seems like this is just for like getting right into your level 3 and just
Hmm.
doing damage. The medium
Yeah.
one looks like more versatile, where you can juggle into your level 1. We actually see a situation where Honda juggles, but I can't tell if he's juggling to his level 3 or his level 1 super, because he moves forward mirror and he pushes both his palms upwards, and it's after like a super freeze screen effect. So I don't know, because later in the trailer it shows his
Oh,
level
is it
3.
the
So
one that like slams the opponent forward?
yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's his
Yeah,
level 3.
I thought it was the level one as well. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
but we
sure
don't
though.
know. It cuts. But anyways, the really strange one, mirror, is the light version. The one where he does nothing. Like, what's that about? It's
Mhm.
it's not like it's gonna fake out the opponent, because the run is really slow. It's not like Kimberly, guys. Like, he moves
Yeah.
slowly. He doesn't seem to have a hitbox either, mirror. Like, he's not hitting with his body. So
Mhm.
he's gotta be it's gotta be a mix up for something, right? He's gotta be able to cancel into something. I don't know if
Mm.
it's like, maybe he can go into his command grab, right? Or he can charge while running to go into like butt slam or headbutt. Like,
Like I was saying, I think it might just be, for example, if we compare it with Luke's command run, right? Like that one also has only 2 follow-ups, and then if you don't do anything, the run just ends.
yeah,
Be very much on, the same concept, and it might just not be ideal to do that because then people are just gonna see you and smack you.
yeah, that's
Like if they
possible
want
too.
you to do a follow-up out of it, and maybe the one where he does the triple slap,
Hmm.
I guess, that one could be the safe one that you do on block,
Yeah, that's true
and
too.
just to try and get in, and then, the other one where he, knocks you upwards, maybe it's a kick follow-up instead of being, medium punch or a heavy punch,
Yeah,
and the one instead is unsafe, right?
right. So this is a command run. It means you could probably OD it, and I'm not sure. Maybe it can give him armor. There is some footage where he's against Dalsum, and he does a
Mhm.
startup of some forward moving OD move, but I think he's trying to do OD 100 hand slap, but I can't quite tell. And he does not armoring during that, so he's getting
Mhm.
hit out of it. So
Yeah, it's interesting because 'cause you'd figure that Honda would have an armor move somewhere. It
yeah,
seems like the kinda character that would have it, especially when
really,
Luke
yeah.
has it. It'd be strange if Honda didn't have it when Luke has an armor move, right?
Another thing too about this move mirror, aesthetically, I think it suits Honda perfectly, because he is a sumo wrestler and he's all about
Yeah.
pushing you out of the ring, and it's just a really good move that fits his fighting style, the character,
Mhm.
really well for what it is.
Actually, just thought of something else about it. When he does the follow-up where he pushes you a bunch of times, right? The multiple hand slap.
Yeah,
Maybe the final hand slap, which seems really delayed, maybe that's a further follow-up that you can do. And that one maybe is unsafe. It could be like a frame trap, but if it hits you, it pushes you a lot towards the corner, which is his ultimate goal, right? Like you
yeah,
were saying, he's all about pushing. And we even see this drive impact where he's like pushing you. So maybe the way they created this character for Street Fighter 6 is that he just wants you to put you in the corner, and then that's really scary because the corner is really scary in Street Fighter 6.
yeah. No, that's a good theory. I feel like looking at Honda's footage and looking at how they changed Blanca and how they gave Dalsum a lot of moves here. I feel like
Hmm.
Honda seems the most similar to, hasn't changed much, but maybe everything has to do with this Sumo Dash that will dynamically change his character, because every
Yeah,
Street Fighter 6 character is like this souped up version of themselves. Even
yeah.
Honda, who's supposed to be a basic character. So yeah, still a lot that we need to see for this. Okay, the butt slam. Not
Hmm.
much to say here, except we notice it the normal version hitting on the way up.
Which is a legacy of the latest Street Fighter 5 patch notes.
Now, the thing about this move is that it's another move where you're supposed to bully with, right? Because it's a
Hmm.
great move in Honda's kit, because naturally, to deal with the headbutts, the opponent will start neutral jumping, right? To bait it out.
Right.
And then the Honda player switches to, EX butt slam in Street Fighter 5, and then you roll your eyes and you're like, oh, this character is so stupid. And you get hit by it. Or you try to autocorrect your DP, and it seems to just never work because the butt slam's too slow. In Street Fighter 6, I'm wondering, okay, how does Drive Impact deal with this, and how does parry deal with this? Just holding down parry, will you be able to recover in time to punish it?
I had originally thought that you could steer it a little bit, kind of like how you can steer the EX version in previous games. And maybe you could do that with the normal versions. It would make it trickier to parry or drive impact because maybe the drive impact would go the wrong way if the cross up is ambiguous,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
yeah,
But they might have just turned it into, like a combo move. And again, maybe to compensate, if you actually do manage to sneak it in neutral, like they don't actually stop you for doing it, it might just be, plus one block naturally,
Yeah,
right? Because the EX version in Street Fighter 5 is extremely plus, is +5, I think, because the idea was frame trapping into his light hands, right? But
yeah,
in Street Fighter 6, maybe it just is always this way because again, it's such a high risk move in a game where you have drive impact and parry.
yeah. As long as he hits you in the front, like if he crosses up with it, I think he's like -2.
Yeah, yeah, he's -2 in the back. Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of strange, Mir, that now you mention that because like Honda, before he's not really a character that combos. Like he's with single attacks, big, powerful single attacks. You know,
Yeah.
so a lot of the stuff we're talking about. Okay, well maybe it's just used for combos now, combo filler.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense because a lot of people don't find Honda very interesting because he's so linear, right? He just does one thing and he does it very well. There's plenty of people that say, "Oh, this character is boring. He doesn't have anything." But if you do expand on his combo potential, right? That's one of his big weaknesses as far as character interest is concerned. You just give him something new that people can experiment with
Yeah,
and come up with cool stuff.
right.
So it could be, like the way that they're trying to basically publicize Honda for Street Fighter 6, just make it more interesting in different aspects as well, not just being a bully on the ground.
Okay, moving on, Mir. Both his
Mhm.
V skills still exist. He still has his V skill 1 and V skill 2. So
Yeah.
the V skill 1, he slaps his hands upwards.
Hmm.
In Street Fighter 5, it was used to nullify projectiles, and he can charge
Right.
while doing it. So he can like slap the projectile and then headbutt forward after he hand claps it.
Yeah.
And then they buffed it recently where he could basically just cancel it from all his cancelable normals and make a lot of
Hmm.
combos that way. I'm sure it's going to
Yeah.
work the same way in Street Fighter 6, but of course it's not used to build your V gauge, right? It's used for
Hmm.
extending your combos.
Yeah. Yeah. For combo again.
hmm I
Yeah, I'm
want,
pretty sure in the footage itself we see crouching medium punch canceled into the clap, right? So that feature is still in.
yeah,
And
okay.
since you can cancel out of it, then that could be used again to basically link two special moves together, right? Like give you time to charge for headbutt after walking forward, for example. Like you do crouching. Assuming that this is not a charge move, which I don't think it is, it's probably gonna be a motion.
Yeah,
It might be something that helps you, get a little bit of a forward, advancing forward a little bit, just so that then you can get your charge while you're doing the clap.
or if it's an anti-air. It's kind of strange, Mir. Like, just
Yeah.
saying that some of these characters have both their V skills sounds broken. It sounds really strong. You don't have to make
Yeah,
that choice anymore.
yeah, but then again, this game has Guile, so Honda's still crying.
And Dawson, don't forget Dawson. Okay, his V skill 2 is really cool, by the way. So he still has the V skill 2 where it buffs his next 100 hand slap and he can
Yeah.
cancel it from any normal. And it does more hit stun where he can combo afterwards. But the animation here is amazing. He just like raises his hands. Everyone's making the praise the sun memes. Like he's
Yeah,
making
yeah,
the
pretty
reactions.
much.
It's great. I mean, I just like when you tie everything together with him throwing the salt and blessing the arena and then doing his V skill. We even see him
Mhm.
do it twice in a row, Mirror, and he has two separate animations. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it changes the icon of the buff,
Yeah,
under the
yeah.
health bar.
On his health bar, it
So
shows like a palm, right?
yeah, yeah. So it might just not do anything, but
Yeah,
it could just be that has different animations. I want to say that Street Fighter 5 also had different animations, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Someone will let us know in the comments. Someone will let us know. But I guess once again we should mention that another stock character, by the way, because of the
Yeah,
palm under the health
yeah.
bar.
More resources to manage.
More resources to manage. Yeah, Honda also has most of his target combos are still there. I still see like
Hmm.
the standing medium punch, down forward, heavy kick, target
Yeah,
combo, the light medium target combo. Those all seem
right.
to return. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some more command normals we haven't seen yet. And once again, with the drive rush, and we know that drive rush enhances not only the next normal attack but the next target combo. I'm sure there'll be some funky combos that Honda can do from these as well. That'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
especially because we see more normals, being cancelable, which makes a lot of sense in Street Fighter 6. A lot of characters are that way.
Yeah.
We see a standing heavy kick being canceled, right? There's a very distinct possibility that other normals will be cancelable as well. We see the crouching heavy punch being canceled into hands, but it could be because he had the V skill 2 buff on.
Yeah.
Or maybe just everything's cancelable in this game for Honda. Just they went nuts, you know.
Well, I hope not. That sounds a little too nuts. Oh, last special move we didn't talk about, Mir. We didn't talk about his command grab.
Oh
So
yes, the Ocho throw.
we see the command grab, but both times we see it, it's not like during gameplay. We see the OD version; it does 3 hits, and it was
Mhm.
during extreme battle, so there was no
Right.
like health bar for damage, unfortunately. But we know they're there. They probably do a lot of damage.
I wonder if they have some extra properties on punish counter.
I
For
know.
Kimberly's air throw, which is like a command grab technically,
Yeah.
it doesn't have any extra properties on punish counter, and Jamie's command throw doesn't do any damage, so it's very
Right.
difficult to guess what command throws are gonna do in those
Yeah.
situations. They might just not do anything, to be
Yeah.
honest.
They might not. They might not.
After all, their purpose is to defeat blocking, right? So it's a different usage than normal throws necessarily, because normal throws you can tech, but command throws you cannot.
Exactly. Yeah. It adds that scary threat from the opponent to have to
Mhm.
like jump
Yeah.
or do something. Right. Okay. So the last thing we have to talk about is his supers. Once again, his level 1 super. We don't see the full animation of it or anything of it. Actually, we don't even know what it looks like. His level 2. Interesting. It's the headbutt super mirror, and he does like a
Yeah.
psycho crusher. He does a headbutt and he spins around like a corkscrew. I don't know what that's
Right.
about.
I wondered about that because a lot of level twos have some hidden utility, or maybe not so hidden sometimes. So I wonder if it is like his V Trigger 1 from Street Fighter 5 where you
Oh.
can charge it up.
And he gets armor
Maybe. Or guard breaks.
or guard break. I mean, reuse level 2. He can charge it. I think it's a
Mhm.
safe assumption that he can
Yeah.
charge it.
I mean, they're supers, so you cannot armor through those either, right? So
Right.
no
Yeah.
DI for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks. It's a cool animation for his level 2.
Yeah,
Very
that's
cool
pretty.
animation. Too bad he didn't get like the install where he can cancel into the command run grab. Which now that I
Maybe they
think about
realized that that was gonna be too much for Street Fighter 6. Instantly into the corner into
it, it
death.
makes me think of the Sumo Dash now. I wonder if that Sumo Dash has some kind of command grab run thing, but that'd be so strong. I don't think. I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. His level 3 looks really sick too. He literally makes a sumo arena in flames surrounding the character, and then it looks like he headbutts them into oblivion afterwards.
Yeah. And the faces they make are pretty funny.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're great. That's pretty much it. Mir, that's all the Honda gameplay we have. Like I said, guys, there's not much to talk about. There's barely any footage, but like I said, I can't wait to when this game comes out. I'm gonna load up those modern controls and I'm gonna spam 100 hand slap against people. So that's my plan.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope that this game gets, a little bit more love for Honda. I know, like I said, a lot of people are not Honda fans, but
Yeah.
maybe it'll make it more interesting and more people will give him a try, right?
Right.
And
Right.
hopefully it's not really annoying to deal with.
Hmm.
That'd be great.
Yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts. Leave us a comment. What do you think? How Honda will do with the current Street Fighter 6 mechanics and the changes they made with his Sumo Dash. And yeah, me and Mir will be back to discuss some Dulcim. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Take care.
Bye bye.